All right. I am waiting to make sure that this worked. Did you know there's a new setup? Imagine that. Updates. Quarterly Safety Live is happening. All right, I'm going to share this. Bear with me. Wait for it. Hello, Lance is here. Anne is here. All right. Share. Come on, computer. Faster. Okay. Cool. And mute myself. Okay, there we go. Alive and kicking. All right. So we are good. We're going to make sure that it is on our Facebook at the same time. So we should have it going in several areas. Howdy. All right, that must be Miss Katie. Good deal. All right, so we're golden. It's happening. Welcome to today's Q&A. Happy Tuesday. So yesterday, for those of you who were expecting a Facebook Live, so were we. But it didn't happen. No surprise to many of you that Facebook was down, Instagram was down, WhatsApp was down, if any of you pay attention to that one. No worries, we're here. We were on TikTok. Katie and I had a little bit of fun with that. So if you missed any of the TikToks, go check those out. Actually, you know what? Let me pull up a couple of them because I'm not going to lie, we thought we were hilarious. I do love the one that Katie did. Perfect timing, right on the dot of 4 p.m., which is when we usually do our good. That's usually when we do our lives on Facebook. So let me just share that. Oh, that was pretty good. Okay. So can I participate in the chat? That would be good to know. Yes? No? There's a new setup here, so I'm trying to figure out how to work it. Big Houston, good afternoon to you. Anybody think I'm smart enough to use this chat? I'm not gonna live chat. Also, messages are available. We'll see. May or may not work. Participants. All right. Well, the answer is no, I'm not smart enough. All right, let's see here. So I am going to share this, so I'll go on here and share it. There we go. That is the TikTok. Oh, Anna was already on it. Okay. Or maybe it was Katie that shared it. Anyways, shared a couple of the TikToks, had a little bit of fun, and, filled the space a little bit. Had to pull some of, it was 10-4 yesterday. And I know that a lot of you guys already recognize that, of course. Tanya brought it to my attention, and I wasn't really paying attention. I'm like, 10-4, that is awesome. A lot of you know that Lisa hands out rubber ducks. Ah, nuts. I was going to bring one too. Lisa hands out these little rubber duckies, which is awesome. And it couldn't have been cooler to have all of these rubber duckies around our terminal, which I do have to give a huge shout out to Katie once again for going and collecting those little rubber duckies so that we could share them. So that was pretty awesome. Thank you, Katie. As always, looking out for us. All right, so where am I at on this chant? I hit 1K followers on TikTok this morning. Lance, that's awesome. That is awesome. Very cool. Yes, because, okay, so now here's my question. You went live the other day, but I thought you couldn't go live until you had 1,000 followers. Explain that to me, would you? Because that part I'm confused, because I thought you were already at 1,000 followers. Katie and I were actually talking about that yesterday, because I'm like, yeah, I got to see him live. It's so cool. All right. We do have a couple things to talk about today. We're going to talk just briefly about our quarterly safety training, which is how to avoid hitting a deer. Not a bad topic. Let's avoid it. That'd be a great idea. Of hitting, honestly, animals for insurance, hitting a deer is the majority of the insurance claims for animals. I'm sure that's no surprise to a lot of you. I'm thankful that it's a deer, not an elk or a moose, something that's a bit larger and can do a little bit more damage. But at the same time, hitting a deer can do damage, can cause injury, not only to the deer, but to others. So how do we avoid it? We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we'll talk about a few things as well. Weather's coming up, and Amy wanted me to make sure that I address the weather. Not a bad idea, because we do need to be prepared for the winter weather, which kind of brings in a few other things. I'm going to talk about birthdays and anniversaries because I didn't get to do the shout outs yesterday, and honestly, that's one of the most fun things for me to do. So we're going to do it. And we'll have fun with it. And last bit of information that we'll cover is this week is the week that we are voting for the TikTok challenge. So yes, we shared a couple of the TikToks. Those were fun from yesterday. However, we have quite a few people. We have a handful of people, I guess I should say, who have participated in the TikTok challenge. And if you go to our Facebook page and you check that out, please vote for the winners. Vote for the winners. We'll probably have to pin those. Let me make my note for myself. Pin the TikTok challenge to the top of the Facebook. And that way you guys can vote. Okay? So get in on that. Have a little bit of fun. The winners for the TikTok challenge will be voted on for... Well, a couple of things. First of all, you're voting on Facebook for the $200 winner, which is the winner above all, the all-inclusive winner. But then we'll also have winners for creativity, we'll have winners for entertaining, most creative, and most informative. That's what it is. So we're going to be voting on that on the communications group. Will be voting on that on Thursday. And the rest of it, the $200 winner will be voted on through Facebook. Len says, vote for me. Vote for me. All right, Amy's here. Here to hunt down the account. Well, put it on Facebook just in case you got lost. Whether or not it's showing will be a whole new ordeal. Yep. All right. Let's see. Never went live that you know of. Oh, see, I was sure that you were live the other day. Yeah, just be safe with that. Make sure everything is done ahead of time. All right. I liked, loved, and laughed at them all. How can I send my favorite to main vote? Well, message me. Message me through facebook.com/DTLinc. Definitely a good way to let me know. But if you do it through our Facebook page, that makes or helps us keep track of that kind of stuff. So, yep, that'd work. All right. Okay, so got the comments coming in. So we're golden, or so I think. But get your votes in, cast your votes. Let's have a little bit of fun with that. That is our TikTok challenge. We have $500 in total cash prizes for that. And everybody that participated will get a $15 Pilot Flying J gift card. So you will obviously receive that, but winners will get the monetary prize. So you get to choose, not cash. I said cash prize. Let me back up. Take that back. It's actually gift cards. But you get to choose where you want the gift card. It can be a Visa gift card. It can be a Walmart gift card. It can be an Amazon gift card. It could be a Decker Store gift card. Or even Pilot Fly J. So it's totally up to you. Amy says, I didn't want to be the Simon-like judge. They were all cute. That they were. Awesome. Thank you so much for attaching that. Looks like that was Katie that set that up. To cast your votes, follow that link right above. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. All right. So before we jump into the quarterly safety, let's talk about birthdays. These are fun. We don't get them every week, but they're fun, so we're going to enjoy. The 10-4 good buddy birthdays were Lisa Gardner, Frank Horman, and Luz Idio. All right. Luzmindio Idio had a birthday yesterday as well. And then today we have a handful, two handfuls of birthdays for today. William Kenny, Thomas Nelson, Jared Brown, Patricia Carroll, Timothy Moore, Patricia Witherington, and I almost put Jerry, but Jerry is tomorrow. Jerry Axel, Milton Fogg, Mark Ruiz, Zachary Bax, Tamara Cooper. All right. All tomorrow. And then on the 7th, Jerry Chapman owns the 7th. He's our lone birthday for the 7th. And Michael Litwiller on the 8th, as well as Tyree Phillips and Cody Jeltic, as well as Jenny Stuber Graham. Awesome. Also on the 9th. So happy birthday, you guys. And then on the 10th, Troy Zek, Scott Knapp, and Henry Ridge, all celebrating on the 10th. So happy birthday, you guys. We've got a big celebration here. Steph Haid celebrates tomorrow her 13th anniversary. 13th. All of you guys know Steph. Steph mans our Decker store. She's our front desk here at, it depends on where you're at, but in Fort Dodge. And I know she's your go-to when it comes to gifts. She helps get all those gifts out, whether it's the driver appreciation gifts, if it's Christmas gifts. I mean, she's got her hand in it all, helping with the ordering, helping with getting everything set up and sent. So yesterday, Joseph Lowry celebrated his 4th anniversary, and today James Thomas celebrated his 5th anniversary. So congratulations as well to those with anniversaries. Bobby Hines is on the 7th. Timothy Plum, Bobby Hines, and Chad Rotman, all on the 7th, celebrating anniversaries. It is Timothy's 6th anniversary. And then Sean Robinson, he is celebrating his 7th anniversary on the 8th. And then we have Tiffany Hosnick, Eric Smith, and Randall Tucker, all celebrating their 2nd anniversary here on the 9th. And James Wise celebrating his 8th anniversary here at Decker. So congratulations to all of those with anniversaries this week, as well as birthdays. So congrats. See if I can make sure that I'm not missing anything. None of them had a goat. None of them did. Yep. Oh, and Katie says we're still handing out some of our driver appreciation gifts. So if you haven't already gotten yours and you're headed to Fort Dodge, make sure that you let us know so that we can make sure that they are at the Welcome Center waiting for you. If you are a winner of one of the drawings, because we had lots of Facebook drawings for you guys, if you were a winner of one of the drawings, make sure that you obviously let us know when you're coming as well. If you're not sure, call us either way so that we can make sure that that gift gets to you. You know, once we have your name, we'll know one way or the other. So get that over to us. Most of the time we have it set up at the Welcome Center for you. And then you'll get to, you'll see. You'll get the steps once you get your gift. I can't, spill all the beans and then it ruins some of the fun. Right? Amy says, finally hooked up on the phone. I strongly suggest knowing all your logins and passwords. Oh, yes. New phone, new problems, right? All right. Speaking of, if you are having troubles logging in to the Luma training, which is on eNugget Learning, so the website or the web address, I guess, for the quarterly training this week or this month is enuggetlearning.com/Decker. /Decker. If you're having any issues, please reach out to us. I don't believe it will work for some of you drivers. It won't work if you're driving, but just reach out to the safety department if you're having any issues. It is going to be your driver code for the username, and then your password is the last 4 of your social. So if you're having any issues, first of all, try that. The driver code does need to be lowercase for the driver code, and then the last 4 of your social for your password. And then once you're logged in, go to the quarterly safety training. It's the 4th quarter, 2021. Alrighty. And so make sure that you go there. Like I said, if you're having any issues, there we go. Then make sure that you get a hold of the safety department. This month's or this quarter's safety training is all about roundabouts and avoiding deer collisions. So that's what it is. Username has to be lowercase. Keep that in mind. Okay? All right. Well, 'tis that time of year. It's getting colder. You're starting to see a lot of wildlife, especially during some of those hours that you guys are going to be on the road. So please be aware. So first and foremost, weather-related issues. This time of year, usually in the fall or autumn or whatever you want to call it, fall to me is not as exciting as autumn. Autumn is like the excitement of sports. I don't know about you guys, but they have a little bit of different meaning to me. Anyways, when it comes to fall and you are going around corners, or depending on where you're driving, if it's been wet but the leaves have fallen, make sure that you try to avoid, whenever possible, try to avoid piles of leaves. You never know what's underneath them. And for that matter, a lot of times kids are playing in them, but you never know what's underneath them. You don't know the dangers that could be to affect not only what's underneath, but also the truck itself, tires and whatnot. So please be safe. Also, if there's piles of leaves, and I'm using this as an example multiple times, but those can be slippery. You know, if they're wet, they can definitely be slippery and cause some traction issues. So keep that in mind as well. Avoiding any unsafe issues. That's what we're all about, right? Safety first. All right, so how do you avoid hitting a deer? Make sure that you go through all of that training. If you're a hunter, I'm going to use this. If you're a hunter, you kind of have a good feeling of what time you see the deer roaming about, or animals, wildlife roaming about throughout the day. You know, sunrise and sunset are very common time frames to see the deer. They're going for water, especially if you see bodies of water about, that's kind of a given that you're going to start seeing some wildlife headed that direction. Dawn, dusk, yes, be alert. Plus, that's about the time of day that your eyes are obviously adjusting to the changes in the light, and it's, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful times of day. But at the same point, that's when your eyes are adjusting, and you don't always see everything. There's streams of light and stuff like that, so you need to be aware as much as possible of your surroundings. And the odds are, if you see one, you're probably going to see another one. We're headed from Fort Benton, Montana to Great Falls. This was several years ago. Actually, no, we were headed to Missoula. So from Fort Benton, Montana to Missoula, and we are headed down, I'm trying to think of what road that was. It wasn't 15, but headed down, extremely windy, and it was in the middle of hunting season. It was probably a month later than it is right now. And we had success hunting. We had a Suburban, but we had it on top of our car. We had skinned it because that's, everybody has their own way. So we had skinned it. We had this body on top of our car, and we're going down the road. As we're going down the highway there, we came across, there's another car coming at us, and we're driving our Suburban. And at that moment, when we were basically not yet parallel, but almost, there was a deer that ran out in front of us. It was actually an antelope, hit us, one in the middle, and then one that hit that car as we were passing. They just went right through. And I saw him. I was the passenger, and I saw him, and I saw the second one, but not the first, definitely saw the third, but I saw the second one, and that's when we hit the first one. and the middle one got away. Anyways, what I'm saying is there's usually more than one when they're coming at you. Please be safe and don't be swerving. Do not swerve. As a truck, you are bigger. You are bigger, you are bigger, you are bigger. Do not swerve. I do have to admit, if you've got an elk or a, if you're going through Montana or Arizona or wherever you might, Wyoming, or if you see an elk or if you see a moose or something, yeah, they are big. But remember, you are bigger, and swerving can cause more damage, not only to you, but possibly to anybody else coming your direction or behind you. So stay on course. That's very important. Lance says, shouldn't be trying to do it while driving anyway. Yeah, true. That's with the safety. You're supposed to avoid them. And how do they find you? They find you every time. They are everywhere. I totally agree with that. Are they not? Absolutely. So be well aware. I know the times of days that I'm more likely to see it. It's sunrise, sunset. You're seeing them more in the dusk hours. And when, especially if you know your surroundings and your body of waters that are nearby. And I know that a lot of you, some people will rely on these little gadgets, to the sonar and stuff like that. They may or may not work, but being prepared is obviously the most effective way to respond to it. So don't swerve, wear your seatbelt. Obviously, a lot of the safety givens, you should be wearing that anyway. And we've got CBs in all of the trucks. So if you're seeing a lot of animals moving across, if you see a herd of elk and you're on Highway 200 in Montana, you need to tell some people. Get on that CB. Get the word out, let them know as much as possible so that those who could come across it have a little bit of heads up. And yeah, so Lance says, start your day after 8 a.m. and shut down by 6 p.m. Who cares running 600 miles a day? Well, as long as the load allows, though, right? Amy, don't jinx yourself there. Now, if you do hit one, you need to pull over, you need to assess the damage, take pictures, get that information to safety. If they're not dead, they can still be dangerous and kind of run after you and whatnot, if any of you have had that instance happen. So please be well aware, call for help, get that information over into the safety department and that'll be taken care of. And Lance says, and I hit 2 at one time a few years ago. My only time hitting any. Yeah, was it Eric? I think Eric hit like 3 or 4 in a 6-week span. It was crazy. I'm trying to remember if that's who it was. It wasn't that long ago that we were talking about it, but crazy. So please be safe, okay? Be careful. Avoid hitting them at all costs. But once you go through the safety training, you'll be able to actually take a look at that, get all of the details, take your little quiz. It's just short video, just like same type of format, short videos, short quiz to follow, and then of course roundabouts, knowing how to work a roundabout. Amy says they had elk last night. Yeah, you were in prime territory for elk, that's for sure. Lance says, yes, it was in a tractor trailer. Only damage was the bumper. Thankfully, I had a brush guard on it. Yeah, those can be heavy, but handy. Heavy and handy? Deal. Yeah, that's call Fish Wildlife Parks. Well, if you're calling 911, you're letting law enforcement know, then they can take care of it too. If the deer is struggling, to say it nicely. Anna says, remember the 3 P's of safety. Winter driving. Prepare for the trip, protect yourself, and prevent accidents and incidents. Yes, one way to prepare that we have had, or we've seen some issues with here recently, is not just recently, but in general, Matt addresses this during orientation, but I do want to get the word out yet again. APUs. We have APUs on all of our trucks. You know we have a ton of amenities in the trucks. Totally brag-worthy. APUs, refrigerators, microwaves, inverters, of course, for that, with 32-inch television, CB units, free Wi-Fi, the TransFlow Geo system. I mean, these trucks are loaded. They are totally well supplied. However, if the truck doesn't turn on, if the truck is dead, it doesn't do you a whole lot. So please, when you go home on home time, make sure you're putting your APU unit in standby. Clean out your fridge, put your APU unit in standby. That way your battery doesn't die. Okay? And we've seen a lot of it, and we need to prevent that. It wears the battery down, it causes a lot of damage, and sometimes it's covered with the warranties and stuff like that, but please make sure that you are turning the APU on standby. Put it on standby when you go home on home time. Okay, it'll last longer. The battery on the truck will last longer. And then you don't have to call breakdown. If you're not putting it in standby when you go home on your home time, odds are you're going to be calling breakdown on a regular basis. And like I said, it's not healthy for the battery to begin with. It's not healthy for the unit when it should be on standby and you're not there to be checking on it. And so that's the first and foremost. And what if the warranty isn't covering it? That's another issue. Your food will spoil. And if you're supposed to be dispatched out on, say a Sunday night, because you have an early Monday morning delivery, but you've been home and you didn't put your truck in standby, you're going to be late for that load. And that was a preventable incident. Okay? Now, yes, it was it is something that maintenance is taking care of for you, but you could have prevented that. You could have been on time and you could have, saved the battery and whatnot. So this is my advice. Please, 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 please put the APU on standby when you go home for home time. Cool? Please do so. Thank you. Amy says, I carry, so I have to choice by semis. Can't do that. It's just called. Yep. Agreed. Nope. Yes, please. I have to wait on the breakdown all the time because of dead batteries when I pick up trucks. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good call with Lance as well. So, when it comes to when he picks up trucks, so what he does is he goes into truck recovery, truck movement, relocating them and stuff like that. So when he's picking up a truck and somebody didn't put it on APU, I think it's going to be a little bit harder to convince somebody in that case that you need to put it in standby. But for all of you, it is your time. We talk about trailers all the time. All right, so I'm going off on a tangent here. Surprise. But so we talk about trailers all the time and the maintenance of them. If there is an issue, if you find something wrong with the trailer, it could be damage to the side, it could be an issue on the back, on the trailer doors. If it is flatbed, maybe, who knows? I mean, you're missing some straps or whatnot. Maybe the tires are bad. Whatever the case is, if you find damage to a trailer because you did a proper pre-trip and a proper post-trip, call it in. Don't be afraid that you're going to get blamed for damage. We need to know if there's damage because we need to take care of it. It cuts into your clock. It could cut into somebody else's clock. We need to know. We pride ourselves on top quality equipment. But if we don't know that there's damage to a trailer because nobody has reported it, because they are afraid that they're going to be reprimanded or points will be brought against them, that's totally contradicting our procedures. Okay? So if you see any damage, report it to safety and breakdown immediately. so that we can take care of it. At that point, they can talk to you about, okay, so how did it happen? Oh, I saw it during a pre-trip, or I saw it during a post-trip. The blame will not be just thrown at you by any means. Our priority is to make sure that you are safe, that the equipment is safe, and that is well maintained. That's the number one priority. Those need to be taken care of first. Please do not put yourself or anybody else at risk because you are concerned that you're going to be reprimanded for something that you are not going to be reprimanded for. Okay? Cool? All right. Yeah, I might have gotten a little serious there. All right. Lance says, yes, please. Have to wait on breakdowns. Yep. Okay. So we've got that covered. Think we're golden there. Right? All right. Seeing what else I've got here. And so back to what we were initially talking about as I introduced the avoiding hitting a deer and how to avoid hitting a deer with our quarterly safety training. Weather. Leaves falling on the ground can be really slick in the morning dew. It can, especially if it frosts up. So be aware of that. I know I use leaves as a lot, but even the ground itself, it's going to slow down your stopping time. So it's going to take a lot longer to react as the weather gets colder. So please be aware of that as well. Okay. All right. And frosted windshield. This time of year, today it was nice. Didn't wake up. Last week I had 2 mornings where my windows were all frosted over. If you are in the same boat, Tyson did a video on how to quickly fix frosted windows. Yes, of course, we will get that defrost on, scrape the windows, whatever. However, he suggests rubbing alcohol is a godsend for him in a nice dollar store spray bottle. That I tell you what, if you watch the video, the spray bottle goes like 12,000 feet. That sucker's got some power. But he put rubbing alcohol on it, sprayed it. This is like the coolest solution to anything. I don't know. I just didn't know this until, last year or a couple of years ago. But you spray your windshield, spray the door creases, spray the keyhole, to avoid frosting. Okay, so not only, and it's safe for the paint. It will not peel the paint. So that's important also to know. Just 2, it works. So spray down, awesome. Yeah, it was just 2 last week. Just 2 days it was that way. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna get colder. It's in the 80s this afternoon, but I tell you what, it definitely wasn't this morning. So please be well aware. Prepare yourself. Have some of those supplies on hand. So if it does frost over, it gets a bit chilly, you are prepared so that you can get up, get going. All right. Just pour hot water on them. Yeah, don't do that. Please don't do that. Lance, you're killing me, Smalls. No. I do like personally, and I probably should check with safety, but I do like the, what is that? The Rain-X. I like that for my personal because it'll prevent it. But honestly, the rubbing alcohol has been my go-to ever since Tyson had told me about it. So I like it. And our doors jam. Okay, remember I'm in Montana, so give me that. But our doors get frozen stuck all the time because we got the Shoto winds that come down off the mountains after it rains or snows or whatever. And so, you know, it's not great to have like your foot up in the air and like trying to pull the door open. Yeah, that happens. All right. Soak it all in. We change Monday. Amy, stop the swear words. Snow is a swear word. Cold, snow. Stop being friends. I'm telling you. It's not going to happen. So yes, there's forewarning. It is going to be cold. Last year, this is exciting because last year we had a blizzard back in September. I am very, very thankful we did not have that, and I'm hoping that we won't again. But being prepared is the most important, and making sure that you have all the supplies on the truck with you as well. Have some extra food, like canned food, non-perishable items with you. And I know for the most part, there's a lot of canned food out there that isn't the healthiest, and so a lot of you are concerned with that because you were eating healthier, which I love. Holy snikes, that snuck up on me, which is fantastic. But at the same point, have the extras. Make sure that you have things for yourself in case you do get into a storm, or you do you get caught into an area, the truck breaks down, whatever the case might be. Make sure that you have something for yourself. So always keep supplies on hand. Extra water on hand. My go-to is beef jerky. I like beef jerky no matter where it's at. Doors and key locks won't open either. No, that's true, but the rubbing alcohol, that does the trick. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, odd having the 70s and 80s, but still, I'm not complaining. Yep, I'm not going to complain about that either. I kind of like it. For right now. We'll see if it changes. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of these open positions that we have available here at Decker. If you guys are looking at opportunities and wondering what we've got here, fill you in on some details. Right now, if you live in the Des Moines area, we do have one local position available out of Des Moines. So you must have a hazmat and a tanker endorsement right now. So you need to have that ahead of time. Hazmat and tanker endorsement, odds are you're going to be shuttling trailers, flatbed, refrigerated, dry van, maybe fueling, so that's why you have to have the hazmat and tanker endorsement as well. All right, it's a home daily position. Like I said, it is a local Des Moines, Iowa position. And it's a Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. You could work, maybe a little bit longer some days, but for the most part, it's 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Whew. And you're basically, like I said, you're shuttling trailers, empty and loaded in and around the Des Moines area. They might go out maybe 175 miles and come back, as long as we can get you home daily. That's the case. So it could be a variety of things for you. Any questions on that position? Yes, if you are interested, you can go ahead and contact one of the recruiters. It's 888-668-0698, or just go straight to the online application, which is drivedecker.com. Lance says, what is the pay for the flatbed division, the Southeast Flatbed Division? Okay, so the Southeast Flatbed Division right now the pay is based off of experience. There is a guarantee, like a safety net, but remember, okay, so here's your pay per mile, and here's the guarantee. All right, always remember that guarantee is on the lower end, where the pay is more up here per mile. So it's a guarantee of $1,000 a week. And the minimum guarantee is make sure that you're available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. And in that division, it really has to be a Monday through Friday. So you're available Monday through Friday for that division. It's usually home either weekends or every other weekend in that division, running a lot of Southeast and Midwest for the most part. If you're out 2 weeks at a time or more, then you could be running coast to coast in that division. So more to the pay. So $1,000 guaranteed, but your rate of pay per mile is based off of your experience. It does require 6 months of flatbed experience or a minimum of 1 year of tractor trailer experience, and then at that point we can train you in flatbed. Cool? All right. So that being said, the pay per mile ranges from somebody who is new to the industry. We've got, maybe 6 months, you're looking at 56 cents a mile to start, and then you get a penny raise after 90 days and every year on your anniversary until you hit the cap, which is at 70 cents a mile. Now, so you have 15 years of tractor trailer experience, flatbed experience, and you're starting in our flatbed division, then you're starting at the top, which is going to be 70 cents a mile. So Top is 70 cents a mile. I still have that guarantee of $1,000 a week. But remember, at 70 cents a mile, especially if you're out 2 weeks at a time, you're looking at 1,500. Is what I would expect you to be looking at each and every week. Yep. Let's see. Anna put on here each of these comments here that she's added are the requirements for the guaranteed pay or the minimum pay requirements. Making sure that you're available for dispatch Monday through Friday. No load refusals. No preventable accidents or incidents. No CSA violations for the week. Now that's just for the week by week basis, remember. Getting your paperwork in. Cutoff for the paperwork is 10 p.m. 10 p.m., okay? And then the start of the day, midnight so Monday basically through Sunday is how that works. You're paid whatever you get in by 10 p.m. on Sunday will be paid on Friday. Direct deposit. Okay? All right. And then we have, no CSA violations, no preventable accidents for the week, no driver service failures, so no late loads. Remember, it's driver service failures. So if you were given a late load or weather got in the way or something that's totally out of your hands, that is not a driver service failure. It could be late load, but it's not a driver service failure. So you're not going to be docked for that one. Okay. No driver service failure, no preventable accidents, no CSA violations. Be available for dispatch Monday through Friday, those 5 days out of the week. No load refusals. And my last one, get your paperwork in on time. Sunday night, 10 p.m. Get it in before that. Ideally, if you get it in after each load, then you're golden. Cool? Cuckoo? All right. You can get your application in at 888-668-0698 or directly online at drivedecker.com. You can get your application in by having a recruiter fill it out by the telephone number. All right, so that's the Des Moines, the Southeast Flatbed. The Southeast Flatbed, I don't want to get you misled here. It is Southeast, like from Texas to the Carolinas, up into Iowa, Illinois, Indiana areas. So it's Midwest and South for that division. If you're home on a weekly basis. If you're home every 2 weeks or so, you're probably running coast to coast. It just depends on the individual. I also have one position needed for our flatbed division out of Jacksonville, Florida. Yes, Florida. If you live in Jacksonville, you want home weekly, we do have, and when I say weekly with my flatbed, I mean home on the weekends. So we do have that position. I only have one position available for it. It does have the guarantee of $1,000 a week. And remember, the experience requirement is at least 6 months of flatbed experience or a year of tractor trailer experience, and then you'll be going through the securement and TARP training in Fort Dodge, Iowa during our 2.5-day orientation. Okay, excellent. Also, speaking of dedicated, so that's our Jacksonville, Florida dedicated flatbed. Woo! All right. We also have a dedicated flatbed out of Nashville, Arkansas. I only have one position available on this one. Nope, I lied. I have 2 positions available on this one. You are running on this one. This one we've had for a while. It's a great revenue for you. You're running the miles. It's a lot of Texas. It's a lot of Arkansas. It's a lot of Texas. It's a lot of, let's see, where else? Louisiana, like Monroe, Louisiana. We've got the Arkansas area up in the northwest. Sorry, I had to picture my map here. But Nashville, Arkansas, Texarkana, Texas as well. Those are the main areas that you'll be running. You could be running into southern Oklahoma, southeastern Oklahoma. You could be running into Tennessee, but most of it's going to be Louisiana, Texas, and Arkansas, getting home on a weekly basis. Cool. Could be running into the Houston area, could be running into Dallas. Dallas is very busy into that one. All right, and then we have Fort Dodge Short Haul. If you're looking for home daily, and you don't live in the Des Moines area, but you live in maybe Fort Dodge, or you live in like Sioux City, or we have opportunity for home daily in our Short Dodge Ford Hall. Ford Hall? Flatbed Short Hall. Oh my goodness gracious. So, anyways, it does have a guarantee of $1,000 a week. The rate of pay per mile, yes, does or is based off of your experience. If you don't have flatbed experience, however, we can train you for this one. It's a lot of sheetrock, wallboard, steel beams, coils. We've got some coils in that one too, but they're short hauls. So you're running about a 200-mile radius, getting you home on a daily basis. If you're flexible with your home time and you don't have to be home every single day, you're probably not going to be cutting as many loads short, so we can kind of stack on those a little bit more. And instead of topping out at the $1,000 guarantee, you could be looking at over and above that. But honestly, getting home on a daily basis and guaranteed that $1,000 a week, not too shabby. So good opportunities for you guys. We do have I know Michael's on there as an owner operator. We do have some owner operators on there, lease purchase, that have seen a lot of success, as well as company drivers. So depending on what you're looking for, make sure that you reach out to one of the recruiters and get more information based off of your specifics, your goals and expectations and everything. So we need that information to make sure that we're going to be a good fit. So we need that from you to know, oh, this is what I'm looking for. All right. 888-668-0698. That's the telephone number to give us a call at. All right. Okay. What else am I missing here? Of course, we've got our regular divisions, our over-the-road refrigerated out of Missoula, Montana. Great miles, longer length of haul. Your rate of pay per mile is equivalent to our dry van and our refrigerated division out of the Midwest as well. The only difference is obviously the type of miles that you're running, coast to coast versus the Midwest, which are usually about 400 to 600 for the average length of haul in the Midwest, but you're able to stack those loads on a little bit faster, obviously, versus 800, 1,000, sometimes more in that over-the-road division for the length of haul. Either way, again, drivedecker.com is where you can put your application in. If you're wondering what's available and you're not sure, okay, so what division am I supposed to put? Don't worry too much about that. Once you talk to one of the recruiters, we'll go through all of that information with you when we go through your application to make sure that we are setting you up for success and orientation for the right fleet based off of what you are looking for. So we want to make sure that it's all in alignment. So we're going to be checking that with you anyway, so don't stress too much. Every once in a while I'll have somebody call me up. That'll be a concern of theirs. Don't let that bother you. Don't let that hold you up. drivedecker.com. Fill out the application. It's in the upper right hand corner. It says apply now, and you can get the full one. There you go. 888-668-0698 is the telephone number to get a hold of one of the recruiters. If you want to speak to them directly and kind of get some of your questions answered ahead of time before filling out your application, we'll let you do that. There's no problem with that. No stress, Emma says. That's right. No stress. Let's try to make this a little easier on you. So, also, dry van. If you live along I-80, we've got great home time. It's actually on a weekly basis for home time along I-80 for our dry van. We've got multiple opportunities for our refrigerated, whether it's weekly home time in the Midwest or every 7 to 10 days if you live in the Tri-Cities, or along I-90 from Seattle, Washington to Missoula, Montana. So along the 90 there, we can get you home every 7 to 10 days. You can stay out 2 or 3 weeks at a time or more, depending on what your expectations are or what your goals are, but we don't require that. So keep that in mind. What is the sport, Aim? She says the Grizzly finally added a sport. What's the name of it? I saw the interview the other day from Houck. That wasn't very impressive. Wasn't too excited about that one. But yeah, so we've got some opportunities for you. We've got Las Vegas, Nevada. We've got Phoenix, Arizona. We have Salt Lake City, Utah. All great locations for home every 2 to 3 weeks. Washington, Northern Oregon, really Oregon along the I-5 Southern Oregon up to Seattle is a great location for us as well. Yes, indeed. Where else? What else for the Western? Denver, Colorado. You'd guess. Denver, Colorado. Cheyenne, Wyoming. All good areas as well. Missoula, Montana. Guess the sport. I don't know. Is it the, like... So Amy's got me guessing a sport here. Is it what's the one where they have the broom and they're like, or is it hockey? We don't have a hockey team, do we? I don't think we do. It's hockey. I was thinking like the Anna, what is it? What is it? You know what I want to say jousting, that's not it. We had a big one. That's what I'm thinking is ice hockey. But I was trying to think of the one where they have the broom and then they have that ball and then you have to like... What is that called, you guys? Can't remember the name of it. I can see the building in my hometown. I can see the building. I can't think of the name of that. It's like sweeping or... What is it? Curling. Amy, is curling what we're going to... Is that... That's what I was thinking. But is that actually the sport? What's the sport that they're adding? Okay. All right. She's going to get to me on that one. It is curling? No. Okay. All right. Anyways, that's what we have available right now here at Decker. So if you have more questions, you want to talk to one of the recruiters, feel free to do so. 888-668-0698. Alrighty. The other thing that I wanted to bring up is during on last week's Inside the Triangle newsletter that went out, there was just a reminder on how to access your safety. So if you go into the TransFlow app on the Geotab unit in the truck, and then you go into safety, hit the safety tab, because once you go into the unit itself, there's a whole dashboard of items into the TransFlow app. So then you go into safety, whether you're on your phone or you're in the Geotab, the tablet itself, and then go to ELD, required documents. And then from there, it'll talk about the transfer of the documents, diagnosing if you're having any issues with the ELD. So, and then you can also access the Luma training through that as well. Okay. But that's if you're requesting roadside information, if you're having issues with, I brought up before the APU, not putting that into standby, but if you're having other roadside issues, roadside inspections or whatever, you have to know how to access that. That is a requirement. Okay. All right. Anything else that I'm missing on that? Anna is right. Montana Grizzlies now have their own hockey team. Yeah, 10 tickets. So it's weird because we used to watch hockey there, but $10 a ticket. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. Learning new things. All right, so now if you aren't already following us on Facebook, as long as Facebook still continues to work, it is facebook.com/DTL Inc. You know, every once in a while things don't work. So get a hold of us on Facebook if you have any questions. Don't forget to vote on Facebook for the TikTok winner. We'll be announcing those as well. And of course, that's where we give all of our updates. If you missed last Thursday's drawing for the referral bonus, Jesus Torres was the winner for the quarterly drawing for our referral bonus. A $1,000 prize. And then, of course, last week we did, was it last week? Yeah, last week we went through our August, the week before, there we go, went through our August bonuses. And last week we announced our driver of the month. So drivers of the month of August, our winners of $150 gift card Walmart gift card and a $50 gift card to the Decker store. We have Gerald Taylor, David Bodle, Troy Deck, Ronnie Burns, Joseph Paris, and Rolando and Diana Rosales. So those were all of our winners for the driver of the month for August. And then, of course, as a reminder, we had over a third of our drivers receive the bonus for the scorecard, which paid out over $51,000 just on the company side, paid out almost $11,000 on our owner-operator side, which obviously we have fewer owner-operators lease purchase than we do company drivers. But yes, still paid over almost $11,000 on the owner-operated lease purchase side with our Smart Drive. Now, Smart Drive, remember, is a penny per mile for all the miles that you ran that month. If you have a scorecard of 20 or below using the full Smart Drive unit. We had 189, so just shy of 190 company drivers that received over $17,000 in bonuses. 17,000. That's just company. We had 18 owner-operators receive it and over $1,600 in bonuses. So yes, we paid out, Decker paid out quite a bit of money for the month of August in bonuses, but we still have not hit our goal of $90,000 for 1 month of payouts for bonuses. And okay, so that's scorecard and Smart Drive bonus. Now, if we factored in, to be fair, if we factored in the referral bonuses, then we probably have referral bonuses and sign on, but we don't. It's just the scorecard and Smart Drive that we're counting, and we want to see it over and above, skyrocket over 90,000 K for the month. We have we have September, October, November, and December for those months. We don't yet have the results for September, and yes, it's already over. So it'd be really cool if we got it. But we probably have about 2.5, 3 weeks before we find out what, it's usually the third pay period of the month. So we have right at 3 weeks before we find out how much the bonus is for the month of September. So that's pretty normal. But I'm excited. Excited to see that. Amy says, yeah, it was another team, but yes, college players. Very cool. Very cool. More opportunity for the Missoula area. Love to see that. All right. Missing any other comments? Yeah, we got this. Let's do it. All right, 90K. All right, you guys. Well, like I said before, 4 p.m. Central on Mondays is when we're supposed to be doing our Facebook Live. So if you aren't already following us, make sure that you do. So if it's alive and kicking, we will be on there. So 4 p.m. Central on our Facebook on Mondays. And then, of course, we're here at noon Central every Tuesday and here on our YouTube channel. So make sure that you follow us and are here and part of that. And then we're starting to get the TikTok going a little bit more, which has been a lot of fun for Katie and I, hopefully for the rest of you, but it's fun to see everything that's going on there. So follow us on TikTok, which is at Decker Truckline, and tag us if you got any great videos that you'd like to share. Please make sure that you tag us so that we can see those, comment on your videos as well, and wish you luck in the process. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you, and rest of your week, I should say, and we will see you next week on our Facebook Live, as well as next Tuesday here on our YouTube Live. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you do want to reach out to one of the recruiters, you can call us at 888-668-0698. All right, be safe, be good. We'll visit with you soon. Bye-bye.